What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to TTP Sports. Yes, I have explanations why I ghosted again, but the simple summary is senior in college, graduating semester. So yeah, that's the reason why I've been ghosting a lot. So just just stick through it. I'll be consistent once the time comes to graduation, but I am going to work this semester to try to be more and more consistent. Plus with schoolwork, plus with internship, but I am going to try to be more consistent. That is a promise. So, I know I keep promising that to you guys, so you definitely don't believe me, but I do promise I will try to be more consistent. So, to the news at hand. Ugh, the city of Houston. It's in the span of 24 hours. How much worse can it get? I honestly feel bad for the city of Houston to what they're going through at this point. So, you get yesterday, the Texans get the absolute choke job in the divisional round against the Kansas City Chiefs and Bill O'Brien's terrible play calling. And then you spiral 24 hours later to the Houston Astros and the cheating scandal that they're involved with. So the MLB released today that they have announced a year ban of their GM Jeff Luhnow and their manager AJ Hinch. And then that spiraled into the Astros firing the both of them. So the ban would be, I think it was from spring training until the last day of the World Series in 2020. So that's how long the ban would be. And then the Astros announced that they're fired. So I assume everyone knows about this whole scandal going back to the 2017 season with the Houston Astros when they won the World Series, that they were stealing signs and using video technology, specifically the center field camera in Minute Maid Park, to steal catcher signs during games. And it involved with someone in the clubhouse using that center field camera to look at the catcher signs and then bang on a trash can or something to tip off whether it would probably be a fastball or whether it would be an off-speed pitch. And that escalated into the Astros winning the World Series, also with an important guy on that bench, their bench coach, Alex Cora, being the main center of everything, being the main reason that happened. And then this guy gets hired by the Boston Red Sox, and the same news happens to Boston, that what he implemented with the Houston Astros, it sort of got implemented with the Boston Red Sox with the use of video technology to steal catcher signs. And then Boston won the 2018 World Series. So it's kind of a snowball effect at this point. So you have the banning and the firing of Hinch and Luhnow from the Astros. So the main topic is, what's going to happen to Cora? Because ESPN said that the ban, the punishment, whatever it's going to happen to Alex Cora, it's going to be much harsher than what happened to Hinch and Luhnow. So we're definitely going to find that out, I would say, in the next 24 to the 48 hour range. Who knows, it could happen in the next few minutes. That's just the way this thing is going right now. Because first you heard about the ban, then you heard about the firing. So it's like, it's a whole snowball effect going into right here. And it's what's happening to the Astros right now. Now you just lost your manager, you lost your GM, and I think also involved with the punishment, they lost a couple of draft picks in this year's player draft for 2020. So it's like you got to find a new manager, you got to find a new GM. So it's gonna be weird. And then also, the MLB also stated that none of the players that were involved in this scenario of this cheating scandal are going to take any kind of punishment whatsoever. We heard that Carlos Beltran, who's now the manager of the New York Mets, he's not getting any punishment whatsoever because I think there was no proof of players wanting to be involved in this sort of cheating thing that Cora implemented with the Houston Astros. So no player that was involved is going to get punished whatsoever. It's just most likely going to be upper personnel, managers, GMs, that sort of thing. So you get the banning and firing of Hinch and Luhnow, and now what's going to happen to Cora? That is the primary question. What is going to happen to him? Because I can definitely see something like, well, firing is definitely going to be one of them, but the extent of the ban, what is the ban going to be? Because it's definitely not going to be a year. As to ESPN, it's going to be much more harsh. So can you see something towards maybe like the 3 to 5 year ban? I wouldn't go on to the extent of saying lifetime ban because that may be a bit too much, but you don't know with the MLB how they're going to go along with this investigation because they're not going to announce anything. They're not going to put a statement out until they finish investigating Alex Cora. But we all know that the extent of the punishment is going to be much more harsh than what Hinch and Luhnow got. So the Astros, the city of Houston, it's been probably been a terrible 24 hours. coming back to this news and what happened with the Texans. So, and now it's snowballing into the city of Boston. So it's kind of been a terrible day for Houston and now for Boston. So, what are you gonna do about that? It's, honestly, I don't want to say karma or anything, but it's just they did it and they're getting punished for it. Honestly, I expected something along the lines of Hinch and Luhnow getting something more severe, but I guess the year ban and the firing is punishment enough. But more of the punishment's going to go towards Cora, because he was the center of everything. He was the one that started everything. So he's the one that's going to get more of the severe punishments. So without further ado, we'll probably won't find out anything about Alex Cora probably in the next 24, I would say, to 48 hours until MLB finishes their investigation. Who knows? It could be longer than that. It could be, honestly, within the next 5 minutes. We don't know. So it's kind of one of those news stories that you don't know when it's going to come out. It's just going to happen and you don't expect it. We didn't expect it today with these firings and the bans. So who knows what's going to happen. So I would say most of all within the 24 to 48 hour range, possibly. So without further ado, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on the Hinch banning, the Luhnow banning, and the firing of those two? And honestly, what are your opinions on what's going to happen to Cora? We all know that firing is most likely going to be one of them. But what do you think the extent of the punishment is going to be? Do you think it's going to be some type of ban? Do you think it's going to be some type of whatever? What do you think the extent of the ban is going to be? What do you think the extent of the punishment is going to be? So don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I will see you in the next video. It's been terrible. Terrible news for baseball, but I guess they're trying to fix it. So, see you guys in the next video.